Imagine getting a telecom bill tomorrow, and your monthly rate has jumped by like 787%.
Yeah, you'd panic.
Right. Your first instinct is probably to call them up and just cancel the line immediately. But what if that single copper wire is literally the only thing keeping your building's fire alarms, legally operational?
Wow. Yeah.
Today's deep dive into a recent telecom webinar is all about that. We're uncovering the surprisingly hidden governance risks tied to POTS lines.
Plain old telephone service.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about how to modernize without ripping your walls apart.
And that 787% price hike, that isn't a hypothetical.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the webinar data shows one actual customer facing that exact increase in a single month. The telecom giants are, well, they're basically acting like a landlord, raising your rent by 800% just to legally force you to move out of the building.
Oh, man. And the numbers, they back that up. Over the last 2 decades, U.S. copper lines have plummeted from roughly 177 million down to under 18 million.
It's a mass exodus.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what triggered this sudden financial squeeze?
Well, what's fascinating here is the underlying cause. In 2022, the FCC officially removed the pricing handcuffs from incumbent carriers.
Oh, so they deregulated it.
Right, because for decades, telecom was heavily regulated to ensure affordable access. But maintaining a century-old physical copper network is just incredibly expensive.
Especially as things break, right?
Exactly. The infrastructure degrades, parts become scarce. So the FCC basically told carriers, you no longer have to maintain this grid.
I see.
Carriers like AT&T want to be entirely out of the POTS business by 2029. So they are passing those massive sunken maintenance costs directly to the remaining end users.
Okay, let's unpack this. It's like a landlord raising rent by 800% just to legally force you to move out.
That's exactly it. They want you off the network.
But you can't just cut the cord
Yeah.
because these aren't office desktop phones we were talking about. Those moved to digital systems years ago.
Right.
The catch is what these lines are actually connected to.
Yeah, the remaining copper lines are deeply embedded in critical life safety infrastructure. So fire alarm panels, blue light safety phones on college campuses, and elevator communication systems. They all still heavily rely on these legacy connections.
Which turns this from just a frustrating billing issue into a very serious telecom governance issue.
For sure.
It's not just hoping the elevator phone works in an emergency. It's a strict legal requirement, governed by organizations like ASME for elevators.
Or the NFPA for fire codes.
Right.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it is entirely a compliance issue. Those regulatory bodies have zero tolerance for offline safety equipment.
Makes sense.
So if a building manager gets that 787% rate hike and decides to just disconnect the copper line to save money, that elevator legally cannot remain in service.
It has to be shut down.
It has to be shut down until communication is restored. It is a huge governance risk.
But ripping out entire elevator communication systems or, rewiring building-wide fire alarms to upgrade them sounds financially disastrous. Oh, absolutely.
Organizations can't afford an 800% monthly bill increase, but a $250,000 infrastructure overhaul isn't a realistic middle ground either. So what is the middle ground here?
Well, providers like Provision Networks offer specialized POTS replacement technology that bridges that exact gap.
Okay.
Instead of replacing the physical safety hardware, like the actual elevator phone or the fire panel, you install a single pass-through device.
Wait, hold on. An elevator shaft is basically a concrete and steel Faraday cage.
Right.
How on earth is a cellular ATE signal supposed to reach a pass-through device in the basement or the cab? Especially a signal reliable enough to pass strict NFPA fire codes, because people associate cell service with dropped calls, not life safety.
Yeah, that is the genius of these modern setups. The pass-through device itself is usually installed in the telecom closet where the signal can be managed.
Oh, okay.
They often use specialized antenna extensions that route the robust cellular signal outside the concrete cage, so to the old elevator phone, nothing has changed.
Wait, so it's spoofing it? Literally, yeah. The pass-through device fakes a dial tone and simulates the specific voltage of a 100-year-old copper wire. The analog hardware doesn't even realize the copper network is gone.
That is so clever.
It takes that analog signal, securely packages it, and runs it over highly redundant modern LTE or IP networks.
That makes total sense. But wait, those old copper lines powered themselves from the central telecom office.
They did.
So if the building loses power during a fire, doesn't that LTE pass-through device just go dark?
To maintain that strict life safety compliance, these replacement solutions are required to have built-in 12 to 24-hour battery backups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so even in a total blackout, the emergency systems stay online, communicating seamlessly. Plus, because the signal is now hitting a digital network, you unlock smart notifications.
Our sources noted that specifically. Like if someone presses the emergency button in an elevator, the digital system can instantly text the property manager, letting them know exactly which car has an issue before emergency services even arrive on site. It upgrades the visibility without replacing the expensive hardware.
You move from having a vulnerable, incredibly expensive legacy wire to a fully compliant, digitally managed asset.
Which is huge. So the immediate mission for anyone listening is to audit your telecom bills today.
Right now.
The webinar data shows that like 10 to 20% of the legacy lines organizations currently pay for are entirely unused.
Yeah, they're just ghost lines eating up the budget.
Exactly. Figure out what you have, identify what safety devices they connect to, and get a replacement strategy in motion to beat the impending installation logjam as that 2029 phase-out approaches.
You know, for over a century, that copper wire was considered the ultimate future-proof technology.
Yeah.
It literally built the modern communications world, which leaves you wondering what piece of today's cutting-edge wireless infrastructure will become tomorrow's hidden governance liability.